Terrence Popp here with another episode from the Lair, and today I got a treat for you. I got some comments from women, and so they didn't really like my older material, and as far as I'm concerned, they could fuck off. So let's just dive into it, shall we?
Okay, as a woman, I have to say the string along method episode is insidiously evil. Women only have a short time to have children. This wastes a lot of their time. This is sickening.
So what, I don't care. A lot of these women out there decide that they're not happy. I'm not happy, and the man has to live as an indentured servant for the rest of his life. A lot of these men go homeless, as per the majority of men who are homeless. And you'll say, oh, they're druggies, they're alcoholics. That might be the case, but I bet you if you follow the worm down the hole deep enough, you'll see it goes right to family court or some kind of divorce situation. So women have no problem wasting a dude's life, making him their slave, and then rubbing it in their face until, he dies or the children get off, I was going to say welfare, but that you can stay on that forever, but if they get off child support because they go over 18 or 26 if you're in the wrong liberal state. So as far as I'm concerned, I have absolutely zero sympathy for these women. Men, go ahead, watch the string along method. It's hilarious, and it's true, and it really does work. So have at it. Number 2.
Your video college crunch does not take into account many variables. Most of your costs are room and board, not actual class hours. Also, students can get resident rates after their first year. If you're going to slam college, do it correctly.
Yeah, that is a valid point there, but I used the numbers that the school provided in their own literature. And I just added up the costs for non-residents. And I'm sure there are ways to get that cost down, but it is what it is. You're paying a hell of a lot of money for a Class A education and a Class A brainwashing, in my opinion. Because you're basically paying a little over a year of extra tuition, books, and time for classes that have absolutely no bearing on your life and do not influence your ability to do the job or the career that you want to in the future. As for doing it correctly, I think I did. Just logic and reason. Other than that, go kiss my ass. Number 3. Okay, here we go.
What is your issue with mothers? Their lives are hard enough as it is, without you slamming them. That episode was rude, crass, and shows how much of an uncaring human being you really are.
Yeah, I guess I am uncaring because I really don't have a lot of sympathy for people who put themselves in fucked up situations intentionally. Women have all the birth control options. They have the ability to have an abortion. They can have the child to walk away clean and not pay a cent the rest of their life. So they voluntarily decide they're going to have this child. And then they want to ride this wave of sympathy like it's the hardest job in the world. Well, it probably wouldn't be so hard if you decided to keep the father in the kid's life, or at least have him around in yours or both of theirs. But no, you wanted the fucking check. So yeah, and if a lot more people out there had the same attitude as I do around single mothers, there'd be a lot less of them. Because the reason we have so many is our culture rewards that kind of behavior, which I think is wrong. Granted, shit happens. Maybe you're going to get married and the guy dies. I don't know. But the amount of children we have born out of wedlock is absolutely shameful, and it is a symptom of our dying society and culture. Boom, I said it. All right, next one. Here we go, another chick.
Your episode, How Into a Housewife, is such a generalization it is untrue. Many women with questionable pasts have found love and stayed married.
Not many of them. Listen, there's a whole assload of studies out there. You just Google it. The more sexual partners a woman has before she gets married, the harder it is for her to pair bond. And the more likely she's going to cut away the minute it gets hard or the fireworks quit and she realizes that there is no sex in the bedroom or champagne room and the champagne is no good. So, I think my generalization of hoes into a housewife is equivalent to, the scorpion stinging the frog because it's in its nature. So, yeah. Check out Hoe into a Housewife. It's one of my older episodes. I personally like that one, so kiss my ass. Okay, here we go. This guy here this is an okay one.
Can you talk about community college? It is such a good concept and should not be discounted or overlooked.
You are correct. When I went to college, I did my first 2.5 years of community college, saved an ass load of money, transferred a full boat into Oakland University, and then finished my education from there. I think the community colleges have a lot better programs for certificates and on-the-job training classes and so forth, without all the other bullshit that you get at a 4-year institution, which much of it is unneeded. And I can see in the near future a massive overhaul taking place within the 4-year institutions in regards to this, because they can only push it so far before somebody says, hey, this is bullshit and fucked up. Oh, wait a minute. That was me. Yeah, so community college is a good deal. If you can find one that has good programs, go ahead, do it. And if you can get a certificate that'll land you a job that making, middle class money, it's worth it all day long. All fucking day long. Okay, this is actually long time fan.
You should remake some of your older videos. Your talent and style have improved tenfold over the past 4 years.
Well, thank you.
If done right, they could go viral. Also, compared to the comedians of today, you use humor, philosophy, and you mix it with the truth. This will be devastating to the comedians of today if you get out there. Just saying.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm trying. This is a sad one. This one's going to suck. Okay, here we go.
As a vet, I have sat by and buried many of my friends and comrades over the years. Most were suicide by gun or by bottle. The bottle just takes longer, but the effects are the same. How do you deal with the loss? I myself am opting for the bottle myself.
All right, dude. I wrote a whole book about this in 2013 called The Warrior's Way and the Soldier's Soul. It's in Kindle. I also have it on there's a couple other places, and I talk about this specifically. No people don't seem to understand what a lot of these veterans go through. You spend a large portion of your greatest years of your life doing impossible shit for the absolutely ungrateful. They will treat you like shit. They will feed you like shit. They fucking test fucking chemicals on you and vaccinations that haven't been cleared by the FDA. This wasn't always the case, but it started pretty much in the later half of the Vietnam conflict. That's why a lot of the Vietnam veterans don't make it much past 65. I went into this deal fully knowing the hazards of this chosen profession. I knew I was cutting 20 years off the tail end of my life. But there's a lot of opportunities you get from being a veteran that you wouldn't get if you just stayed on the streets, which is where I was heading. But nobody here is superhuman. Nobody has an ass or a bat on their chest. They can't fly. You're not nigh invulnerable. Shit fucking happens. As you go along on this conveyor belt of life, you're going to see more and more people dropping off and kicking their meat suit addiction. And pretty soon, it'll be your turn if you keep drinking, I assume, as much as you are. With that being said, I fully understand. And I myself, take a couple shots now and again to help me sleep. That's why I call it liquid sleep. It is what it is. But please, buy my book. We'll put a link in the description. That's a very long subject for me to touch here on the Lair episode. So, I'm sorry, dude. Have at it. And if you need to talk, send me an email. And to date, I've talked to either on the phone or email over 6,000 dudes, most of them veterans and non-custodial parents. So I'm fully versed in your pain and misery, and I have a passing score and loss. So I know it's coming, and I know what it is. So Godspeed you. All right, next one. All right, I read this one the first time, and I was kind of shocked. You're going to like this one. There's a little bit of validation here, so get ready. All right, number 8.
As a single woman in her 40s, I have to say most of your videos are spot on. I'm looking at the bitter end of the big 50 in a few years. I have been divorced since 35, and I thought I could do better. Now I only work and vacation 2 weeks a year. At night when I'm alone and the realization that this is my life hits me, 40 more years to go. Winning. Younger women of today stay married, have a family. The view from where I am today is bleak. Most of my friends are like me, and a few have kids, and I envy them. You can't take the money with you. Signed, Female Dr. Regretful.
There you go. Horse's mouth right there. You know, it's sad that a lot of these women, we're going to have a spinster bubble coming up here shortly. And a lot of these women that cut away in their 30s, they're not getting any prettier. And, you know, a lot of them jettison before they hit the wall, just before they hit the wall. And they can fight all they want, but they're still hitting it. And a lot of men today are done with the bullshit. We're done with the fucking placating. We're done with the saving. We're no longer the white knights coming to fucking rescue you. Because these women put themselves in this position. And guess what? You're looking at, you know, you're what, in your 40s now, and you're looking at another 40 years. Women live a long time. They outlive men by a long time, especially if the dude's a hard-working individual, because that takes a toll on the back end. In 40 years, all by yourself, that's a long fucking time. That's like 2 20-year life sentences in prison. And you turn the key on the lock yourself, and all the guards have walked away, and they don't fucking care. Ha ha ha! Number 9! Alright, there's a tactical question. I think they have somebody out there trying to sharpshoot me. And they want to know what the difference between a designated marksman and a sniper. Alright, first of all, a designated marksman will usually travel in an infantry squad, or 2 squads, or squad running heavy. They will have a heavier caliber weapon for the most part than their standard infantry counterparts. They have the M1A, M14, or whatever you want to fucking call it. It's semi-automatic. They even have the A-10-308s for the higher SOCOM units. They're basically for precision and speed. They engage targets roughly 500 to 800 meters with a 308 round. And the long calculation and all the crap of the windage, yes, they can do it, but they don't do it as well as the regular sniper. Now, sniper teams go out in teams of between 2 and 6 people, depending upon what branch of the service you're in and what package of weapons you're carrying, to include optics and radios. They will set up and cover large areas of ground. They can engage targets anywhere from 200 to roughly 2,000 meters, which is just a cut hair short of a mile and a half. They will have 50 cal weapons. Some of them use the .416 or the 338 Lapua. I myself, if I'm going to carry a big goddamn gun, it's going to be the 50 cal, so you can shoot not only people but equipment as well. All it takes is somebody with a 50 cal with Overwatch on an airfield, and he could drop rounds into those crazy expensive airframes that cost billions of dollars to fix before anyone can stop him. There you go. So sniper is really good at the math. He can calculate angles. He's good at camouflage, stalking. He's basically a modern ninja. Where a designated marksman has a lot of the same rifle skills. He will travel with a larger group of individuals where his presence of hiding his fires or stealth is really nullified, because you have between 8 and 16 Joes with you, and I can guarantee you half of them are clumsy as fuck and they make all kinds of noise, because that's just how it works in the infantry. Okay, finally, this is the last one, and I think this was from a Canadian, and he wants to know, what is my opinion of Canada? Oh God, you fucked up. Well, I like your beer, and that's pretty much it. Not a fan of Canada at all. I really wouldn't mind invading Canada, drinking your beer, and then leaving at the end of the day because I don't want to pay your bills. I have a couple friends of mine who are Canadian citizens, and well, actually, one of them's dead now. He was waiting to get a not a heart transplant, but a heart surgery, and he passed away before he got it. He was in his early 40s. He's a former nemesis of mine, adversary and friend, Thomas Downing from Windsor, Canada. So I'm not a big fan of Canada. And I drive through there every now and again to see my kids, because it's the straight line from New York State to Detroit. And the last couple times they tossed my car, just unbelievably thorough, and they just laughed about it like some fucking joke, because I had to put everything back together for 40 minutes. So I decided that whenever I go home, I drive around Canada. I try to stay out of there now. And I advise all the Americans do the same, because there's nothing good over there. Their social policies and laws are getting absolutely insane. And if they continue to get as bad as they are at this pace that they're going, we're probably going to see a lot of migrants come from Canada, and most of them will be men. Anyway, that is my time, gentlemen. I'm sorry I was off the grid for a few days. I had to work over the weekend, and it was tedious. So, peace out.